Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will continue our alternate history of the world series. And hopefully the series can come back. And as you can see, Russia has been getting strong, but it's now eyeing the Middle East. And Turkey is losing, let's say, Turkish-Israeli relations, because are falling apart. Meanwhile, Hajj and Saudi relations have fallen apart. And Russia is eyeing to increase its dominance and show its strength. Meanwhile, Brazil, not liking the Imperial League, votes to join the Democratic League. With this meaning Paraguay is more protected from threat than it used to be. Equatorial Guinea is not part of the relations, but one thing does happen. Democratic Republic of Congo, which became a German colony but has been taken, is now decided on a way to partition between who gets what. Belgium, Benelux, is lacking control over the region, so they meet with Britain over a proposed sale of Tanzania, parts of Tanzania to be exact. East Tanzania, which would be what we know, but parts of their new colony that they got from the fall of Middle Africa and the war. And for a huge sum of money to take these lands from Belgium, because Belgium can't control it. Well, Benelux was struggling to control their colony because of size, so they are giving up a big chunk of it. Their control over the Congo has greatly increased, though the potential of the colony isn't as well. Seems like other colonies are starting to get ideas, including Cameroon, which after the war is still like that. Did I forget to give out the colonies? What other German? Oh my god, I did. And the vote within Cameroon, the full area, whether British or French rule, they vote for French rule, which has helped France increase its power. Britain is upset about this, but yeah. But the African colonies are becoming more unstable. With Russia deciding war with Turkey is inevitable, the Soviet Union enters a war, as they have declared war on Kurdistan. Turkey doesn't do this right away, the Ottoman Empire. Iran and Afghanistan support Kurdistan, along with Turkey entering, as Israel has entered, and so on, until Russia declares war on Bulgaria and Germany, and the rest of the Comintern have joined the war, which quickly leads to Hungary being forced in by Germany, declaring war, basically. And so, with this war being powerful, basically, being a big step in the negative direction for the world, not too many people are worrying about the dangers of this escalation of this war. With the USSR of this timeline starting their offensive into Kurdistan, as well as Israel moving around, and Romania is pushed back, with all these nations basically either being forced in or not having a choice, because most of these nations, with a Turkish push into Turkey, which Turkey didn't realize was planned, with Xinjiang starting a counteroffensive, and Iran, to protect its capital, makes an offensive into Russia, into the Turkmenistan area, along with Afghanistan making a small offensive. Iran's really has more strategic value, with Berlin coming crashing down into Budapest. The world doesn't want to intervene in this, as talks are becoming frequent. With Russia starting an offensive over here to cut Afghanistan off from Iranian supplies. And so they move into Kurdistan, with a big chunk of northern Kurdistan falling. And they have taken most of Kurdistan out and are moving into Turkey. At this point, Saudi Arabia declares war on, guess who? Hejaz, who is being protected by Turkey, which ideally leads them both into the war. On or against Russia's side. Which Saudi Arabia is glad, you could say. With Hejaz, the full northern area is falling soon after the rest of it. And now they're ready for their offensive into Turkey. With it seeming like Russia masterly planned this, with this big of an area becoming encircled, only for big chunks to be moved back out of. As an attempt to escape is made, which miserably in bad news. Looks like it succeeded, but before any troops could actually escape, it was back encircled, and they were forced to surrender or they disappeared. And so, with this being a big deal, with the Middle East being stabilized, with Ankara being taken, because I guess it existed at this time, who knows, and then for the taking of Istanbul, or yeah, it was just renamed to that. And with more major cities being taken, until eventually the weakened Ottoman Empire surrenders. And communist control is installed, with Germany marching right through the Balkans, basically. And now the Middle East War, which this is called. For some reason, I just wanted to call it a Middle East War, even though it does go into the Balkans. With Iran not prepared for this big of a fight, their goal is to hold as much as they can into Russia for the treaty, but they don't get the treaty on time. And at this point, they manage to get a treaty out of them. As Afghanistan falls to its border and is pushed back a bit, but seeing Afghanistan as too mountainous and a waste of time to invade, as that just happens, they manage to go to peace with Iran and Afghanistan. But on the other hand, for the Ottoman Empire, Hungary, and other countries, it's a bit more tough on them, as most of them will become puppets. Drastically as the Soviet Union expanded, and has created puppet states out of this expansion. Where to, you may be wondering? Well, Kurdistan, Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Iran, Iraq, Syria. And no, Kurdistan is a puppet, not directly a part of the alliance, but a puppet, so forced in. Then we have Afghanistan, a puppet, Xinjiang, which we called East Turkestan in this series, has expanded a bit. And so the Middle East is being strong, but one thing that's unstoppable by the alliance of Africa was French Africa blowing up. Well, the alliance, which used to have France as a powerful nation, is now wondering. With pro-Cameroon, Cameroon, the colony's independence happening like a year after it joined France, because it believed it was forced, and it's claiming there is no real election with the Republic of Congo. That's a Congo state kind of thing, which is between a few areas up here. So all this alliance, I just have a different color just so we can see it. with France having a choice, give these ones independence or not, and hope that the rest of the colonies don't revolt. Which has Chad won independence now. And this is early, I guess. Like probably the 1930s or 40s. Actually, I think it's the 1950s in the series, but yeah. With these being the colonies that are begging for independence, with an idea being granted to some of the bigger colonies, including Algeria and other ones, kind of being like independence to these ones and then figuring out the empire later, in which they're making some like kind of countries that aren't really independent but kind of are. An idea to make like French puppets, kind of. Like make like dominions, kind of what Britain has going on, like South Africa. Just one part fights fiercely, seeing as possible. But due to being in an area France deems important, they decide they'll make a central Algeria, a big Saharan one, basically. An Algerian one, and a few other, like, let's say, kind of clienty stuff. Like, they have it over in Africa, the Dutch have. And so, oh yeah, Vietnam, really, yeah, there. Indochina, I mean. And Morocco, Algeria, and Saharan. Into kind of like dominions, but not exactly, because they're not British. But like it, in function, they're all controlled by France, which includes Chad or Central Africa, Sahara, Algeria, Libya, and Morocco. But is it stable? Will they be able to maintain? They lost 2 colonies in this video, as this is now seen by different areas as a goal to get independence. With South Africa declaring its independence was staying in the pact. And yeah, they're no longer a dominion. But dominions are technically independent. But all the dominions are moving further away from Britain, but still into the alliance. And something weird happens with Italy. Before the end of this video, I was thinking this would be close to the end. But guess what? Italy is ready. Yeah, but I do what I see, basically. Which is interesting. Most people probably don't. I don't know. But I was planning on Italy doing something suspicious. As Italy has proclaimed plans to make an empire. As empires are falling, they're figuring this is a good opportunity. With going as far east as they'll ever be able to go, probably. Without hitting tyranny. And Italy, in a fast, swift invasion that goes really well for them, they managed to move deep into the colony. Not the colony, the country. That was something. And now they proclaim it as like a colony. As now Italy has the control over the Adriatic Sea. And a lot over this region. But the Imperial League, this becomes known as, with imperial, like fascist nations, kinda. Italy gets interested by their offer and joins it. With the Freedom or Democracy League allowing Congo. Yeah, Congo is what they call it, even though it's Congo is here. They call themselves West Congo, and Cameroon joins it. The Allied League, or the League of, like, basically their alliance by Britain and France, Franco-British Alliance, or l'Entente, is what it's still called for some reason, and that's a very powerful one. But talks between the Freedom League and them are becoming strong about what to do. Newfoundland declares its independence, but stays by the pact. Britain has let a few places vote to leave, but they have to stay a dominion, and part of it, like Newfoundland's a dominion, and part of it now. Yep, let's make it a country. That sounds like a good idea. And they, basically these ones, are in the alliance, but they believe in their views are different, and the way they function is different too. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like and subscribe if you want, which would be great if you did. Why should you subscribe? Because we're at 941 subscribers, 941 subscribers, which is 59 away from our goal by September 1st of 1,000 subscribers. So if you could, please subscribe. So that'd be great for the channel. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. But not until you subscribe. Bye, guys.